Welcome to the deep dive.
Glad to be here.
Today, we're diving into the work of Philippa Foot.
Oh, a fascinating philosopher.
She's really a giant in contemporary thought. Some folks might know her from the trolley problem.
Yeah, that classic ethical brain teaser.
But honestly, her influence goes way beyond that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it touches everything from how we think about good and bad in our daily lives to like the very core of moral theory. So in this deep dive,
Yeah,
we're going to take a real close look at her philosophical journey
I like it.
and, all her key ideas, all tailored for you,
Right.
our listeners,
Yeah,
who want to get right to the heart of things.
absolutely. No fluff.
Without all the fluff, yeah.
Right to the good stuff.
Her work's just so fascinating, and
Yeah.
it's amazing how much it's seeped into every corner of philosophical discussion.
Well, the trolley problem alone,
Right.
it's just spawned endless debate.
Yeah.
But she also reshaped how we think about things like virtue ethics.
It's exactly.
But as we'll see, her own relationship to that field is, well, it's a bit complicated.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely nuanced.
Nuance is the name of the game with Foot.
Right. But what's really cool is, her ideas, they really push us to think like philosophers ourselves.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that makes her work so enduringly popular.
Yeah.
It's accessible in a way,
Yeah.
but it also doesn't shy away from these really big questions
Yeah.
that we all grapple with.
Yeah.
It really asks us to interrogate our assumptions about morality.
Exactly. So in this deep dive,
Yeah.
what we want to do is trace that evolution of her thought.
Uh-huh.
Start with her early work where she really challenged some of the biggest ethical ideas of her time.
Some real heavy hitters in the field.
Right. And then we'll dig into her work in applied ethics.
Where the rubber meets the road.
Right, exactly. Where she tackles some of the toughest issues.
Like abortion,
Yeah.
euthanasia.
Euthanasia, yeah. Then we'll move on to, her perspective on virtue.
What does it really mean to be a good person?
Right. What does it mean to be good?
Yeah.
And then finally, we'll look at her later work on natural goodness and rationality.
That's where things get really interesting, in
Right.
my view.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very unique and I think powerful way of looking at the roots of morality.
And I think what makes it all the more fascinating is, when you consider her background.
Yeah.
She wasn't raised in, like, a traditional academic family.
Right. No ivory tower upbringing here.
No, she was educated by governesses.
Yeah.
But then she goes on to become, a leading voice at Oxford.
And in the U.S. as well.
And in the U.S., right. Influenced by, giants like Wittgenstein.
Anscombe, of course.
And Anscombe.
Another formidable figure.
Right.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show, philosophy's not just this
Yeah.
thing locked away in universities. It's
Yeah.
something, we can all explore. We can all engage in, yeah.
Absolutely.
So let's start unpacking some of her early work.
Let's do it.
And, I think a good place to begin is her critique of moral non-cognitivism.
Okay.
So this was a really dominant view
Mm-hmm.
for a while in philosophy.
Yeah. You had a pretty good run.
That said, moral judgments, they weren't really about objective facts.
Right.
But they were more about, like, expressing our feelings
Yeah.
or issuing commands.
Just kind of emoting or trying to get people to do things.
Yeah. And she called it a private enterprise theory of moral criteria.
I love that phrase.
Oh,
It's so wonderfully evocative.
So what was at the heart of her critique?
Well, she felt that these theories, like emotivism and prescriptivism,
Yeah.
they were focusing way too much on just the individual's attitude
Okay.
towards an action or a belief,
Okay.
rather than what the moral judgment was actually about,
Okay.
the content of it.
So it was more about, like, how you felt about it.
Exactly.
Rather than
Yeah.
the actual.
Like whether it was right or wrong, objectively.
Okay.
So the non-cognitivists, they were basically saying,
Yeah.
if someone feels really strongly that something is wrong,
Yeah.
then when they say, this is wrong,
Mm-hmm.
that's just them expressing that feeling.
Got it.
It's not them stating a fact about the world.
Right.
And Foote, drawing on Wittgenstein's philosophy of language, she argued that the meaning of terms,
Yeah.
including moral terms,
Yeah.
like good or bad,
Yeah.
right or wrong,
Yeah.
it's not something we just make up in our heads.
Right.
Language,
Right.
it works because we have these shared
Yeah.
public criteria,
Okay.
understandings
Mm-hmm.
that we learn by seeing how words are actually used.
Oh, it's not enough for me to just feel like something's good.
Right.
the term good itself has to have.
A shared meaning
Right.
in our language,
Right.
in our practices.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay, so you can't just like invent your own definition
exactly.
of good or bad.
Yeah.
It has to fit into this, like
It's a public thing.
public framework.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So Foote, she went after two key assumptions
Okay.
of the non-cognitivists.
All right.
The first was that the evidence we think is relevant for like evaluative conclusions is totally separate from what anyone else might think is evidence.
Okay.
So, it's just like,
It's subjective.
yeah, it's just your own personal bubble of evidence.
Got it.
And the second assumption she targeted
Yeah.
was this idea that even if you see all the facts
Right.
that point towards an evaluative conclusion, you could still just refuse to draw that conclusion.
Okay.
And somehow still be rational.
Right.
And she just thought this created
Yeah.
this artificial separation
Between what?
between facts and values,
Okay.
between description and evaluation.
Oh.
And she thought this just made it really hard to actually talk about ethics.
Right. To have a meaningful discussion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If we're all just stuck in our own little worlds of evidence and feelings,
Right.
how can we ever hope to come to some kind of agreement or understanding?
And she uses some really interesting analogies to get at this, right?
Oh, yeah, she's a master of the analogy.
Yeah.
Like the comparison between good and pride.
Oh, yeah, the pride analogy.
Right.
That's a good one.
So she argues that, just like with the concept of pride, the term good has built-in limits
Okay.
on how we can use it.
Right.
You can't just be proud of anything.
Right.
Right.
It has to be something.
It has to be based on something.
Like you did something.
Yeah, an achievement.
An achievement or...
a quality you have.
Right, like some positive attribute you possess.
Right. There has to be some sort of descriptive element there
Yeah.
tied to the emotion.
So it's not just like a random feeling.
Exactly.
Pride.
It has to have a target, a proper object.
Got it. Got it.
And so similarly with good,
Yeah.
she's saying for something to be called good, there needs to be this appropriate relationship between the term and the thing it's describing.
Okay, so the object of the...
Right, exactly.
It is.
It can't just be anything.
Right.
It has to be something that, we can make sense of.
So even with moral judgments,
Right.
they're not just totally subjective feelings.
Right.
Like there has to be this connection
They're anchored in something objective.
to something.
Yeah,
Right. So, okay, that's the pride analogy.
Right.
Do you have another example?
Well, think about her example as someone who thinks it's good to clap their hands 3 times every hour.
Yes, right.
They might praise you for doing it.
Right.
They might tell you it's your duty.
Yeah.
But Foote wants us to ask,
Yeah.
is that really a moral judgment?
Right.
Like, is that really what we mean by good?
Does that really fit into our
Our shared understanding
our framework
of morality?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She's saying that for this hand clapping to be truly morally good,
Yeah.
there would have to be some reason,
Yeah. Yeah.
some connection to human well-being,
Yeah. Yeah.
or some other moral concern.
Otherwise, it's just random.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just this arbitrary action
Okay, so she's saying that
dressed up as morality.
even our feelings about morality are connected to, facts.
Right.
And this shared understanding
They're logically connected.
of the world.
It's not just some free-floating feeling.
Okay. Now, she also takes on that second assumption of non-cognitivism.
Right. The one about refusing to draw a conclusion.
Right, even when you see the evidence.
Even when the facts are staring you in the face.
Right. How does she go after that?
So in her essay, Moral Beliefs, she makes this argument
Okay.
that we all have a basic reason to act in our own interests.
Okay.
So if something's good for us,
Helps us flourish.
then we should do it.
We have a reason to do it,
Yeah.
at least a strong reason.
Okay.
And then she builds on this
Yeah.
by trying to show that cultivating virtues
Okay.
like justice, courage, prudence, temperance,
Yeah.
these are all in our interest
okay.
as social beings.
So it's not just
Generally speaking.
right. It's not just good for others.
Right.
It's good for us.
It's good for us, too.
Yeah.
She even takes on that old challenge from Thrasymachus,
Okay.
who said that injustice is more profitable than justice.
Right. Right.
She basically saying,
Yeah.
no, a life of vice.
Yeah.
It's going to undermine your own good in the long run.
She's flipping that classic argument,
That's right.
saying it's not just the right thing to do.
It's the smart thing to do, too.
To be virtuous, it's also
Stay in your own self-interest.
good for you.
Yeah.
Well,
And she makes this really interesting comparison between injustice and physical injury.
Okay.
we all avoid getting hurt
Right.
because it stops us from functioning well.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes it harder to live a good life.
And she's saying injustice is kind of like that.
Okay.
It damages our ability to live well,
Especially in a social setting.
especially in a social context.
Yeah.
Yeah, because,
Our actions affect others.
we're constantly interacting with other people.
And their actions affect us.
Yeah, right. And so if we're all just out for ourselves,
Yeah.
if we're constantly lying and cheating and manipulating,
Yeah.
it creates this really unstable and uncooperative environment.
Right. Nobody can trust anybody.
And nobody benefits from that in the long run.
But what about those tough situations?
Oh, you mean like the tight corner cases?
Right. The tight corners
Yeah.
where doing the right thing seems like it's going to cost you a lot.
Where virtue seems like it's going to lead to some serious sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Wouldn't it be rational to just abandon virtue in those cases?
Yeah. I mean, if you're just thinking about the short-term costs,
Yeah.
it might seem that way.
Right.
And Foot, she recognizes the power of this objection.
Yeah.
In her early work, she tries to address it
Okay.
by saying, look,
Mhm.
don't just focus on the immediate costs
Okay.
of a single virtuous act.
Right.
Think about the value
Yeah.
of having a virtuous disposition in general.
Okay.
So even if it costs you in this one instance
Right.
to be just or honest or courageous,
Yeah.
having those qualities as part of your character,
It pays off in the long run.
it's going to benefit you in the long run.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
She later actually cites this tight corner
Mm-hmm.
objection
Uh-huh.
as a reason for changing her mind
About the rationality of morality.
about whether morality is always rational.
Which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal.
So in her early work, she's making this case that morality
Yeah.
is grounded in these objective features
Of human life, of what it means to live a good life.
of human flourishing.
Right.
Saying it's not just like a matter of opinion.
It's not just subjective.
Right.
There's something real there.
But then she kind of changes her tune.
She does, doesn't she?
Yeah, let's get into that.
Okay, so we're moving into her middle period now.
Yeah.
And this is marked by a really influential article
Mm-hmm.
called Morality as a System of Hypothetical Imperatives.
Okay, so that title's a mouthful.
It is, but it gets right to the point.
So she's basically saying morality is...
Well, she's questioning whether morality is truly rational.
Okay, in the sense that...
In the same way that, other things are rational.
Right.
Like, if you have a goal
Yeah,
and you take the means to achieve it,
that's rational.
that's rational. But with morality,
Yeah,
she's not so sure anymore.
okay. What made her change her mind?
Well, one thing that really got her thinking
Yeah,
was this distinction that Kant made
okay.
between hypothetical and categorical imperatives.
Okay, so remind us what those are.
All right, so hypothetical imperatives, those are commands
Mm-hmm.
that depend on you having a certain goal.
Right.
Like, if you want to get good at guitar, you ought to practice.
Yeah.
The ought there
Only matters if...
only applies if you actually care about getting good at guitar.
Right, if you have that goal.
Right. But Kant, he argued that morality,
Yeah.
it's not like that.
Okay.
Morality is based on categorical imperatives,
Right.
which are commands that apply to everyone,
Regardless of.
no matter what your goals are.
Your goal is your desire.
Yeah, they're unconditional.
Okay.
And Foot, she's challenging this idea
Head on.
that
Yeah.
morality has to be categorical.
Okay, so how does she do that?
She uses this analogy
What is it?
between morality and etiquette.
Okay, etiquette. All right.
So etiquette, it gives us rules.
Right.
It tells us what we ought to do.
Yeah.
And these rules often sound very absolute.
Right.
You shouldn't interrupt people.
Don't talk about controversial things at the dinner table.
Right, things like that.
Yeah.
They sound like categorical commands,
Right, like you just shouldn't do them.
no matter what.
Yeah.
But Foot points out
Mm-hmm.
that it's perfectly rational
Yeah.
to ignore etiquette
If you don't care.
if you just don't care about being polite,
Right.
if those social norms don't matter to you.
So the ought of etiquette,
Yeah.
it only gives you a reason to act if you have that goal
If you want to be polite,
of being polite. Yeah.
if you care about fitting in.
Okay.
Right.
So she's saying maybe morality is like that too.
Maybe the ought of morality is also hypothetical.
Meaning it only applies if
If you have a certain goal,
you have a certain goal.
like the goal of being a good person,
or being moral.
or whatever your moral goal might be.
Okay, so that's a pretty bold claim.
It is bold, but it's also, I think, really insightful.
Yeah, so she's saying someone could reject morality.
Yeah.
And not be irrational.
As long as they're not contradicting their own goals.
Right.
They might be a bad person.
Yeah.
They might be wicked.
But not irrational.
But not logically inconsistent.
So, okay, our moral language.
Yeah.
Makes it sound like
It's all oughts and shoulds.
we should always be moral.
But maybe that's just the surface.
Right.
Maybe the grammar is misleading us.
Okay, so this is kind of unsettling.
Right. What do you say that?
Because it sounds like
Yeah.
we're only obligated to be moral.
Yeah.
If we feel like it.
If it aligns with our goals.
Right.
And that does seem to make morality a bit flimsy.
Yeah.
But Foote, she addresses this worry.
Okay.
She says, look, just because morality is hypothetical
Yeah.
doesn't mean it's arbitrary.
Or unimportant.
Right. She thinks we, as humans, we have these inherent concerns for others.
Okay.
Like we care about suffering.
Right.
We value things like truth and justice.
Yeah.
And these things, they can motivate us to act morally, even without some big categorical imperative hanging over our heads.
So even if it's not, like, rationally required,
Right.
we might still be motivated to be moral.
We might just care about being good.
Just because we care. Right.
Or we might care about the well-being of others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not, like, moral robots
Exactly.
following these abstract rules.
We're moral beings with feelings and concerns.
Right.
And those feelings and concerns can lead us to act morally.
Okay.
And Foote goes even further.
Okay.
She questions the whole idea that we have a duty
Okay.
to adopt moral ends.
Okay.
She thinks this notion of an ought that's detached from everything,
Yeah.
from any institution, from any practice, from any perspective,
Mm-hmm.
it might just be an illusion.
So it's not that there's this,
It's a kind of philosophical overreach.
objective moral law
Yeah, that we all have to obey.
that applies to everybody, right?
Right. For someone who's already committed to morality,
Yeah.
sure, moral ends will seem obligatory.
Right, of course.
But for someone outside of that perspective,
Who doesn't share those values?
who doesn't care about morality,
That ought disappears.
it has no force for them.
Right. Okay, this is definitely a break from, like,
From traditional ethics.
yeah,
Right.
from that idea that morality has this, like,
This inherent authority
yeah, this, like,
that everyone recognizes.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a big departure.
Okay, let's move on to an area where Foote really made her mark.
Okay.
Applied ethics.
The nitty-gritty.
Right.
How do these theories actually play out in real-life situations?
Right, and specifically her work on abortion
Mm-hmm.
and euthanasia.
Two of the most controversial issues in bioethics.
Yeah. And it's important to note that she was not a consequentialist.
Right. She wasn't a utilitarian.
She didn't think the ends always justify the means.
Right. She thought there were certain things that were just wrong,
Right.
no matter what the consequences.
So her approach is focused on rights
And duties.
and virtues.
Yeah.
So how did that non-consequentialist framework shape her analysis?
Well, it led her to make this really important distinction
Okay.
between charity and justice.
Okay, so remind us what that difference is.
So charity, for
Yeah.
Foote,
Yeah.
it's this demand for aid,
Okay.
but it's limited
Okay.
by considerations of justice
Right.
and negative rights.
Okay.
So you have a duty to help people in need,
Yeah.
but that duty is not unlimited.
Okay, so there are limits to charity.
Right.
What about justice?
Justice, for Foote,
Yeah.
it really depends on the scope
Okay.
and nature of our moral rights.
So what rights we have determines what justice requires of us.
That's right.
Okay, and to illustrate all of this,
Yeah.
she uses these, like, classic thought experiments.
Yeah, the rescue cases.
Right, the rescue case.
Rescue I and Rescue 2.
Right.
They're so memorable.
So take us through those.
Okay, so in Rescue I,
Yeah.
you have to choose between saving one person or 5 people
Okay.
from some danger,
Mm-hmm.
and Foote says it's okay
Yeah.
to choose to save the 5,
Even though one person dies.
even though it means letting the one person die.
Right, right. Okay.
But then in Rescue 2,
Yeah.
the situation is different.
Okay, how so?
To save the 5,
Yeah.
you have to actively kill one person.
Okay.
You have to do something to cause their death.
Right, so it's not just letting someone die.
Right.
It's actively causing their death.
It's intervening in a way that leads to their death.
Right.
And Foote says, this is not okay.
You can't do that.
You can't kill one person to save 5.
Right.
So what's the difference?
Yeah, what is the difference there?
Well, Foot thinks it comes down to the difference between negative rights and positive rights.
Okay, remind us what those are again.
So negative rights are rights to be free from interference.
Okay, like a right to not be harmed.
Exactly.
Okay.
Positive rights are rights to receive something.
Like a right to health care.
Or education or assistance.
Okay.
And Foot thinks negative rights are stronger.
Than positive rights.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Rescue Y, you're violating a negative right.
No matter what you do.
No matter what, someone's right not to be harmed is being violated.
But you're minimizing the violation.
By saving the 5.
Right. You're choosing the lesser of two evils.
But in Rescue 2,
Yeah.
you're directly violating someone's negative right.
In order to fulfill someone else's positive right.
And you can't do that.
Not for Foot.
Okay. And this distinction between doing harm and allowing harm is really important for the trolley problem too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So in the classic trolley problem, you can steer the trolley
Away from 5 people.
and onto one person.